Okay, welcome back to another episode here. Couple notes before we begin. I have actually a new headset, microphone. I hope it sounds a little bit better here. Obviously, it's not going to sound like I'm using a $300 mic, but the background noise should be eliminated. My voice should be a little bit more clear. I mess with the EQs a bit using my limited knowledge. But I'll change it depending on whatever feedback I get. And for today's intro, we're going to be looking at Adam Young. This is an artist, and he has several aliases. He goes also by Sky Sailing, I believe, swimming with dolphins as well. Port Blue might be, is another one of his. And the most popular one is Owl City. And so his actual name is Adam Young. And each little artist is an individual music project, quote unquote. And he has some interesting stuff. I recommend you read up on him if you're wanting to learn more about him. But for this particular alias, quote unquote, he spent, I think it was the full year of 2016. And for each month, he made a score, essentially. It's an album of instrumentals based off a certain historic event, and akin to like a movie score. Like if the event were a movie, in his mind, this is what he would be hearing in the background, and it's actually pretty cool. I haven't gone through all of these yet. I believe just these two, but I fully intend on exploring the rest of these, and also the art isn't too bad. Especially like the Titanic, I'm kind of enjoying that one. Titanic is tight. I like that little space shot there, even the rays of sunlight that are coming in on this one. It's an interesting project. He has a whole website set up where he talked briefly about it. I just found that interesting how he took the time to do that and just the inspiration behind it. But today's video is actually going to be a user review on this individual right here, Sarah. And I know last video I mentioned we're going to be doing less user reviews. This is essentially at my discretion, I'm going to be honest. It just depends on what mood I'm in, when I feel like making a video, when I have the time to make a video. And I actually had the time today, and Sarah just went in last night, I noticed, and had updated some of her playlists. So I felt like take some time and talk about her. So first, I'll give you context, background on my knowledge of this user. So Sarah is obviously her name. I found her through Darren, as a matter of fact. I was watching, I think, who she was following or her followers or something, and I noticed Sarah had popped up. So I went and I straight up followed her myself just to see what would happen. And within a day or two, she followed me back, and I was like, "Well, okay, I see how it is." Because we've never met. I have no idea who she is in real life. She has no idea who I am in real life, at least I assume. And within a day or two, she had followed me back, and this was several months ago. Like, I'm talking December, January, maybe. So I found that interesting. So she has that going for her. I like that. We'll take a look at the followers. So, a good number of artists here, because they're all in the 10,000 or above. BTS, of course. I would say that's probably her favorite band after watching her a bit. And so, okay, here, Annika Juni. Interesting playlist styles. So probably someone she knows in real life, I would assume. These are, I believe, the only 3 people she follows that aren't actual artists. At least from my observation here. What about this girl? No, she's an artist too, just lesser known, 635. Um, so now we'll get into the playlists. Oh, and well, the profile picture, and as well as these, you can tell she's clearly into anime. And after, so once again, I'm going to reiterate the point. I've never met this person in real life. All I know about her is that she is a female. Her name is Sarah, and she's associated with Darren in some way. That's all I know about her personal life. That I can confirm as a fact. The rest, what I've observed is just conclusions and just extrapolations based off the information that's in front of me. She spends a good majority of her time listening to BTS. I've seen, especially over the past 2 or 3 months. And I'd say it's roughly at least 50, 60, maybe even 70% of what she listens to. And so between that and these anime pictures here, I'm going to conclude that she is some form of Asian. Obviously I could be dead wrong. She could just be a white girl, or she could be, any other race for that matter. But I'm gonna put my chips on the fact that she is some form of Asian, because this is a lot of anime, a lot of BTS, a lot of Asian culture. So her oldest playlist here, 2019, so roughly a year and a half ago, added some new songs. New styles following, nice, popular. Kieran and Sia. Don't know what that means. She uses the same title format, sort of, that Darren uses, as you can see in his playlists. She spaces out each letter. So that implies, once again, some sort of friendship or connection between the two, which was already evidenced by the fact that they're following each other. So just further confirmation. Calm down. The only band I recognize here is Lainey. So I assume this is some sort of maybe instrumental or calmer playlist. Fuse vibes. No description. Interesting song choice there. My conclusion, I don't know, maybe just songs that she might like, but isn't really sure. I don't know. And then lastly, Hyped Out, which is a bunch of BTS. This guy is part of BTS as well, and then other rap. And so I assume these are her older playlists, and then you can see the newer ones here have images and descriptions, at least on some of them. Yeah, right here. So this is where some of the better content will be, as far as getting an estimate of her personality. So biking vibes for early mornings / late evenings. So obviously implying that she bikes. That's probably her sport or activity, physical activity of choice. Just some tracks she listens to while biking. I mean, hey, I can't judge. I got one of my own, so good for her in that regard. The songs, though, I don't care for MXM Tune at all. I'm gonna be honest. Hot Rod by Dayglow is probably the only decent one here from my perspective. I like how she has one called Biking, her biking playlist, 2017. I finally found that piece of youth they told me about. This summer I went on adventures, and she made this 2 weeks ago. It's continuing to add to it up until last night, about 2 a.m. So this one is obviously probably the most interesting that we've encountered so far. This summer I went on adventures based off the creation date 14 days ago, 2 weeks ago. That'd be late June. I would assume she's referring to this summer. When you say that's a logical conclusion. But this summer has essentially been quarantined for most. So, you wonder what sort of adventures she's referring to. Obviously, not everyone abides by the quarantine or is even subject to the same restrictions that other people are. So she could have been going out. She could have been doing stuff. Of course, there's ways to limit exposure and whatnot. But I would still imagine previous summers would have had more adventures than this summer, especially the summer of 2020. I'd say that's definitely not the best summer. Definitely lower on the list, at least from my perspective. But perhaps she disagrees. So I'd actually be interested in hearing her perspective on that. Just because, what type of adventures are we talking about here? She could just be, watching videos, watching shows, or whatever. This one's CM 2021. Lots of classical songs. So, then when I saw this, I'm not exactly sure what CM stands for. I can't look it up. Here, CM. Okay, well, it's going to give me this junk. I don't want to do Firefox because I have tabs open that I need to save, so let's do a private window here. I've just closed it out while I'm filming because it hogs memory. So we'll do CM abbreviation. Do a little research here. Centimeter. Okay, well, obviously it's not. So yeah, there's so many here. Music, C minor, CM school. Colin Metro. It could be the school. A youth and community music organization in England. Well, are they still active? CM school. CM school supply. So let's expand a little bit. CM choir. CM virtual choir. CM choir. See, it's just such a vague abbreviation. No, I don't want. It's going to show me C minor. I'm pretty sure it's not C minor. Some classical music. Yeah. I guess it could. There's lots of things it could stand for. It could be classical music 2021, but we're not in 2021. We're in 2020. I don't know. I assume it's obviously music related, but it's not C minor, it's not centimeter. It could be that school of music. She could be going there. I don't actually know her location. Yeah, so inconclusive. Get out of my head. Like, seriously, get TF out. There's a couple of meanings with this one as well. This could be songs that get stuck in your head. This could be songs that remind her of a person that she doesn't want to be reminded of, or that she is tired of being reminded of. I'd say it's probably the latter. Looking at the songs in here, I don't think these are inherently catchy. The image isn't super helpful. So that's my thought on that. I can't really ever get over you. Yes, now we're into the more emotional stuff. We're not meant to be, but that doesn't stop me. Well, you see, that's a controversial statement there. She made this 12 hours ago. Added to it throughout the night, stopping at roughly 2 a.m. once again. Lots of romantic songs in here. Hopeless Romantic, Hate You, Love You, Wish You Were Gay, etc. And well, of course, the defective image straight up says "I love you." If that's not a giveaway, then I don't know what is. But the description, "We're not meant to be," but that doesn't stop me. When I saw that last night, that's that was one of the big things that incited me to do this review, just to comment on that in general. Straight to the point. I think that's a bad mindset to have. That's a harmful, toxic, detrimental, and I know toxic is a trigger word nowadays, and it's being twisted and stuff. But if we're going back to the root meaning, or before it was common lingo, that essentially is toxic. That's going to leach away, cause harm, cause unnecessary harm, and it's counterproductive. If you're not meant to be with someone, you should stop. That should stop you. That should be the first thing that stops you. It doesn't get much more plain and simple than that. You're not meant to be. Okay, drop it, move on. Life goes on. Find someone else. Clear and simple. So if she can't realize that, it looks like she's going to have some problems ahead of her. And yeah, I think that's a stubborn mindset, and people who hold this point of view, they need to stop. I'm not straight up saying that I'm going to make them stop or I'm going to force them to stop. I'm just saying that that's something that they should reconsider. They should, at least talk about it, or find some sort of way to have an open mind. But once again, if you're stubborn enough to say that, odds are your mind probably won't be changed on that matter, or on many matters, for that matter. But let's move on. We can come back to that later. So the playlist for my galaxy, alternatively, the playlist for the one who I had to leave behind and how I regret it every day. So I saw this. After I saw that, I was like, okay, I'm definitely doing a review, because this is interesting. Once again, we're sticking to the similar theme here. We have Jeremy Zucker, MXM2, Girl in Red, Harry Styles. So I say this is probably her depressed playlist. Because description implies regret, picture implies sadness, despair. So I'm not exactly sure what she means by this statement. We're not meant to be. That could have, once again, several meanings. It could just straight up mean that you were in a relationship with someone and it didn't work out, and they probably ended it, and maybe she didn't necessarily agree or didn't want it to end. Maybe she agrees deep down, but she just doesn't want it to end. Could mean that. Could also mean someone else she was in a relationship with moved away, or something like that. And then when I was scrolling through it, I saw the Eilish song, "Wish You Were Gay." Another possible situation is that she does have feelings for someone who is of the same sex, or something along those lines, entering a non-conventional realm. That's definitely a possibility as well. And that person didn't feel the same way, because they didn't share the same view on sexuality that she did. You're putting it lightly there, carefully. And then so this one here, had to leave behind. That could have several connotations as well. It could be a friend who she had to end the relationship with, or someone moved away. There's lots of reasons for it, and this is where I kind of wish I knew these people that I'm reviewing, because I like to hear what they have to say, about their playlists, the reasoning for why they made them, just their thoughts on life in general. And I actually sit down and enjoy having a conversation, even if I'm not straight up, talking with them. I'd at least listen to what they have to say. I do a better job of listening than I do of talking in most situations. But we'll continue with the review here. Straight vibes, my dude. Literal fire. Comma, maybe. Just rap playlist, as you can tell by the excessive amount of explicit tags. That's usually a clear giveaway. And also the fact that these are all rap artists. Next one, sometimes I don't think I'll live till I'm old. Why am I here? Once again, looking at the songs, we haven't seen any older songs. These are all modern artists. If you take a note, I mean, okay, 2005. That's probably the oldest here. Oh, this is 2014. Yeah, so these are all recent artists. I haven't seen any oldies, quote unquote. Maybe we'll find something in there, but we'll see. Why am I here? Again, this is where I wish I could sit down, have a rational conversation, a discourse with these individuals. I just see what their thoughts are. Why do you not think you'll live till you're old? Why are you questioning? Why are you here? Why do you think you're here? What led you to ask that? What's your current take on the situation? And kind of just see what they have to say. If they're still not sure, just present my point of view. See if that helps a little bit. If not, then, cool. They can go their own way, and I'll still watch. And if it does help, then I've done my job. Clouds, I assume this is some sort of chill playlist or whatever. It's this thing she was last listening to. Skin by Dijon. 2018. Aurora, she was in a Frozen 2 garbage. Kind of got popular from that. I don't really care for her that much. She also kind of looks like in English, a little odd too. And in my opinion, I'm not one to judge straight off of her physical appearances, because I definitely missed the mark in that regard. But I've listened to her music too, and it's not my style. Cave Down, when was Home released? 2019. So he's another indie-ish sort of artist. And then this last one here, no image yet, it's just defaulting to this image from the EP. Maybe Jazz is cool. So 2017, okay, recent. Billie Holiday though, 91. It's the oldest song I found in her playlist yet. Maybe Jazz is cool. Maybe it is. You should check it out. I personally think it's amazing. So I will watch your career with great interest, Sarah, and we'll see how big this playlist gets. That essentially sums up the user review here. I'm trying to keep it a bit quicker, of course. No one likes the longer videos. I hope you enjoyed it. Once again, just pretty much sharing my thoughts on life and other people, and my thoughts on other people's thoughts on life. And that's kind of why I do this. So, it was fun reviewing Sarah here. Good to just go through her stuff, observe, make observations, kind of just talk about my thoughts. Yeah, so until the next video, thank you for watching. Have a great day.